our heroes had found their way out of the dark and confusion of the underwear. Mario and friends now saw the sun shining brightly against a beautiful blue sky. This was a sky paradise Gramby called home, a place of joy called the Over There. Somewhere above the never-ending layers of clouds awaited Gramby himself. Mario and his friends began to make their way up that fluffy road to above. Chapter 7-3, The Forbidden Apple. Yay, we got an Android phone. Me, blue skies again. If we continue upward, we'll soon be in the Over There. Let us away. Yes, that sounds well and good, but we have yet to find Peach. I'm so worried. Pray, I would understand this. Is yon Peach the lady friend of Mario? Well, oh verily, but the damsel looms large in his regard, is that not so? A one-sided crush, then, mayhap? Me, enough idle blather. I shall run ahead, so keep us up if thou canst. If thou climbest too slowly, the sun will set, so shaketh a leg. Hello, Rosie here to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Super Paper Mario! In the previous episode, we finished off our explorations of the underwear. That's what she said. And we defeated the Underchomp. And today's episode, we're going over towards the Over There. And I gotta say, it kind of seems like a running trend of the Paper Mario series that Mario gets friend-zoned by Peach a lot. And I don't know why, but that's just always amusing. So, like, we have that line in Color Splash where Peach is all like, this is my friend, Mario. I don't know what it is, but that just seems like a law of the Paper Mario series that, like, there can't be any romance between Mario and Peach. And I just find that kind of funny. But anyway, now we're going over towards Chapter 7-3, and I gotta be honest, I'm in kind of a bit of a bad mood right now. Because this has been kind of one of the biggest disaster recording sessions I've had in a very long time. So, I normally keep future Let's Plays projects secret and things like that, but I was trying to record a little bit of Kirby 64 earlier today, and my goodness, that was like one of the biggest disasters of a recording session in the longest time, because it was just one of those things where, like, there was one level where there was a specific power-up you needed to get a crystal shard, but one of them wasn't in the level itself, and it took forever to find it, and then I died immediately afterwards after like 30 minutes of trying to find the stupid thing. So, yeah. That, and also the fact that this is my second take trying to do this level video thingy, because kind of immersion breaking, but I had roommates, but 2 of them moved out recently, so they're doing inspections before the new ones come in, and they came a day early. They came in, but when they're not supposed to, and they were in the background and things like that, and I had to restart because I lost concentration. But enough of all that, because the sun is shining, the tank is clean, and we are getting out of. The tank is clean. The tank is clean. Here's what I would be saying if it weren't for the fact that I'm honestly not that big of a fan of this level. So, this world, I gotta say, I think Chapter 7 is kind of like the weakest point of Super Paper Mario in terms of gameplay, because a lot of it is a vertical platforming. Super Paper Mario vertical platforming is kind of like the weakest point of the game, because their characters are kind of slippery and things like that. A lot of these sections require you to switch out characters more often than usual. And the camera just kind of has a hard time keeping up with you when you're doing the vertical platforming. So, it's honestly not that great. I'm not a big fan of this level in terms of gameplay. And actually, that's something I've been wanting to bring up for a little bit. It's been a little while since we've had good gameplay in this game, honestly, because aside from the one super epic moment at the end of Chapter 6, where like we literally saw the world be destroyed, and we literally went to hell and things like that, aside from that, Chapter 6 wasn't that great, because you had that one level that was really long. It was basically like a required enemy gauntlet, and then it was followed up immediately by like a really short level. I understand why that one was pretty short, but like there wasn't really a whole lot to see and do in Chapter 6. And then with this, again, There's a lot of vertical platforming in this level, in this entire world really, where that's like really the biggest weakness of Super Mario. So for a while, this game's kind of had some weak moments in terms of gameplay. But trust me, the worst is almost over. It's going to be good again. It's just that there's just been a few moments here and there that, from a gameplay perspective, haven't been all that great. Yeah, at least it's not like Sticker Star, where that's the entire game. Except for Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is pretty good. Which brings me to another point. So, something I've realized lately. It seems like Chapter 4 is usually like one of the weaker points of a game of the Paper Mario series, because that was my least favorite part of the original Paper Mario. I don't remember that much about Chapter 4 in Thousand Year Door, but I'm sure it wasn't that great. And it was kind of a big confusing area in this game. Chapter 4 is like one of the only consistently good moments in Sticker Star, which we'll get into in a moment. But first, right here, we have some fruit. That tree has blue fruit. It looks like they'll fall down if you jostle the tree. There are two ways we can do this. We can use Studley, or we can use Cudge. I'm going to use Cudge because he's a hammer, and I like hammers. So for the sake of time, I'm going to recommend that you grab 2 fruit. Because there's going to be something a little bit later in this level that is going to require you to have these fruit. And if you want to see everything this chapter has to offer, I recommend you grab them now. If you flip into 3D behind this staircase, there's going to be a treasure chest over here that will contain a catch card, so that's pretty fun. But going back to what I was saying a moment ago, Chapter 4 is like one of the only consistently good parts of Sticker Star. So, when you have that in mind, Paper Mario Sticker Star couldn't even screw up Chapter 4 right. Because Chapter 4 was usually the weakest point of a Paper Mario game. But no, it's the strongest point of Sticker Star, it's the rest of the game isn't that good. So, like, they couldn't even screw up Chapter 4 right in that game. I like making fun of Sticker Star. Like, I know there are people out there who do enjoy the game. It's just that, I don't know, it's like, it's just so weird how Sticker Star was allowed to happen, because there were experienced game developers working on it, who had been working on the industry for a very long time. So it's not like they didn't know how to make a good game. It's just that it just kind of seemed like they went out of their way to make as many bad decisions as possible, because there's just so many questionable gameplay designs in that game. There are literally people out there who've written like papers in school talking about how bad the game design is in Sticker Star. But yeah, enough about Sticker Star, because we're playing Super Paper Mario, which is the best Paper Mario game in the series, and no one can tell me otherwise. It's kind of great because like there's a girl I work with at Galaxy's Edge who also really likes Super Paper Mario, and I think she said it's her favorite in the series. So like when I heard that, I had the biggest smile on my face, because I always love hearing people talk about how much they like Super Paper Mario. Over here is going to be a happy flower. Happy dance, we love to do the happy dance. I was about to get the reference. I hear a lot of people talk about that show, I don't know why. Alright, enough with the happy flower, because we'll be going over this way now to get some more fruit. So, like I said, having 2 of these now is a good idea. You're probably going to run out of inventory space trying to do this, but chances are you probably have an attack item that you don't need, that you're probably never going to use anyway, so it should all be good. Don't worry about the future, it's alright. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. Xenoblade X fans are probably mad at me for singing this song. I can understand how that song can get annoying after a while, but at the same time, I like listening to that song on repeat. It's just that I think it might have been a better idea to have the song be optional, so you can listen to the area music when flying around, things like that. Again, talking about other games, we probably shouldn't. Let's go inside this door, because there's a save block next to it, which means that there's probably something very useful coming up pretty soon. Oh my gosh, he's dead! Mario, look! It's Peach! Princess Peach, hey! Hey, wake up, you princess.
Oh, come on, this is just annoying. Get up! Man, this girl can sleep, huh? I mean, that was a serious order right there.
Me. Prithee, tell me, Princess Peach, I presume? She hath eaten of the golden fruit. She lacketh the common sense, I fear. Golden fruit? The over there teemeth with magical trees, whose fruit maketh many an odd effect. The fruit of golden hue maketh people so satisfied they falleth deep into deep sleep. And I mean deep sleep. The kind thou dost not wake up from 100 years. 100 years?
You gotta be kidding. Look, I'm a patient Koopa, but I'm not that patient.
Lovebee, isn't there any way to wake her up sooner? Pray, wherefore would I know of such? But hold on a moment. I do remember my father's words of long ago. Yeah, he said one tree in the over there bore a taboo fruit that could waketh anyone. Taboo fruit? What kind of tree has that sort of thing? Pray, wherefore should I know, huh? So then all we know is that we need some kind of mysterious fruit. Marvelous. Well, we've got to do something. Let's go find any kind of fruit we can. So yon Princess Peach, all seem to holdeth her in high regard most high. Do what thou wantest. I'm not helping, I'm sulking. Luffy's dialogue is kind of hard to read, because, like, I don't understand what they're going for, but at the same time, it's like whenever you read it, it's like, felicitations, malefactors! I'm endeavoring to misappropriate the formula relief preparation of affordable comestibles! It will join me! But anyway, yeah, so we've talked about some of the mythological inspirations behind a lot of the stuff throughout this game, and this series kind of continues that, but rather than going from Greek mythology inspirations, now it's kind of leaning more so into like Christianity ideas and things like that, which is really surprising to see from a Nintendo game, considering the fact they literally banned that from like games for the longest time in the early 80s and 90s and things like that. But yeah, this area is based off the story of the Forbidden Fruit, where Adam and Eve were like the first humans created, and they were living in paradise. But they were living in the garden and things like that under the condition that they didn't eat this one fruit that was like forbidden and stuff like that. I don't remember the whole story, but I think the fruit wasn't ready, but there was a snake that kind of tricked them into eating it, and then they got kicked out of heaven, and then humanity got doomed forever because of a fruit. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And now we're moving onwards. Woo! Again, today I will go soaring through the sky. My enemies out to shum up and us to fry. The ghosts goddess of the light. Watch this from up above. At dinner time, I wish I would cook some love. Now we're moving onwards, and I have Kid Icarus Uprising on the mind because this area kind of reminds me of Skyworld. So as we continue onwards, there's one more fruit in this area that we haven't found yet. So at some point in the future we'll be able to find that, but unfortunately we're gonna have to deal with these jerks first. We've never seen these guys before, so let's see what Tippy has to say. That's a Skelebomber. It's much like a Skelebit, but it has wings. The maximum HP is 10, attack is 2, defense is 2. It might do something like skipping the dialogue too fast. It also carries a Skelebait. Some say Skelebombers were bad newbies are sent to the underwear. Intriguing. At the spiky Skelebit, it's made entirely of bones, and they lead to the Skelebits. Maximum HP is 10, attack is 2, defense is 2. Spikes, so don't jump on it. It said that only the foulest Skelebits are promoted to spiky Skelebit. And these are based off demons. So, yeah. It's kind of funny because, like, there already is a creature in this area called a demon. So, yeah. There's a lot of really interesting ideas in this world, and it's really shocking that they're able to get away with something like this, considering the fact that in the 80s and 90s, religious topics were literally banned from Nintendo games on their consoles and things like that. So, yeah, it's kind of interesting. I would have loved to have seen somebody's reaction to this game from that era and things like that. But anyway, where do I want to go next? I want to go this way because I believe the other path is something we can't fully access yet. So we're going to want to go over this way instead so we can achieve our destiny. And so we can be epic. We could be almost as epic as Mickey. Black fruit hither. And now we can go over this way and there's a door. And I just discovered that we could stand on top of the door. I never thought to try that before. Learn something new every day. Alright, so we have some new fruit over here. And it's gonna be pretty fun because, yay, we can have apples! Ew, we have to have an apple product now. Gross. Alright, so, a bit of a fun story. So, Apple Watches are kind of the bane of my existence right now. Because, like, at Galaxy's Edge, I work at... I've talking about that a lot lately. At Galaxy's Edge, I work at the drink carts and things like that. So, there's little fun Coke grenade things that you can get. Yeah, I sell those for a living now, which is really awesome. So, like... The Apple Watches are kind of the bane of my existence right now because they look so similar to the Magic Bands, and the process for going through a transaction between those two are very different. So whenever I see somebody with a watch, I at first think it's a Magic Band, but then no, it's an Apple Watch, and sometimes I have a hard time distinguishing between the two. Same thing with credit cards and the room keys, because they also have different ways to register transactions. So right now you're going to see a montage of what happens if we give Peach the different fruits, because it's pretty amusing what all these do for you. Well, I do hope this wakes Princess Peach up. I guess it's not that one. Where am I? Princess Peach. Oh, thank goodness you woke up. Hey! What's happening? A mustache! Get some lip wax now! She fell asleep again. I guess that was the wrong fruit. Where am I? Princess Peach. Oh, thank goodness you woke up. Egg, what's happening? Make it stop! She fell asleep again. I guess that was the wrong fruit. I have to say that was not it. With that out of the way, let's go talk to Peach and give her the final fruit. Oh, what about this one? Please let this be the taboo fruit. Looks as though she's waking up. Gross! Are you alright? Ew, what was that? What in the world did you just make me eat? It worked! Yahoo! Princess Peach, you're awake! Luigi? You're safe and sound?
Grrr. Hey, is there an hubby over here, Princess Peach?
Where in the world are we? What was I doing here? I can't remember a thing. You're in the over there, Princess Peach. Dementio's attack has sent you here. And I bumped my microphone, so I apologize if you heard that. So thou weakest? I am Loveby. I am bound for the over there, and I take your travelers with me. Travelers. Galaxy's Edge. Is that so? Well, it's nice to meet you, Loveby. I shall head onward, so doubtless not heareth me, Princess of Silly Peaches. Oh my, I wonder if I said something weird. Don't worry about it. Oh, must have caused you all so much trouble. I'm so sorry, but I'm so very happy to see all of you again. I try and do my best to make up for time lost. Princess Peach rejoined your party. Well, here we go. Up to the over there. And just look at this. A full party member menu. It's a glorious sight. Yes! I always love seeing that in RPGs when you get all the party members and you see the complete menu. It's one of the most satisfying feelings in the entire world. Oh, it's so good! So, now we're going to be fast forwarding over towards where we need to go next. So, with the super amazing powers of editing, fast forward! Back to where we were a moment ago. Now we'll be going over this way. So we're going to be switching back and forth between Luigi and Peach a lot. Luigi's going to be great for vertical distance, and Peach is going to be great for horizontal distance. And that's not Peach, that's Mario. So we're going over this way now. Grab those coins if you want. I personally don't, because I don't need no stinking coins. Coins are for lame people. So we go over here now, and go this way. So, I'm going to let you know right now, I don't remember exactly off the top of my head where all the catch cards are, and I do have notes with me, but I think I've got all of them so far, but we may have missed a few. So, just like before, if we did miss any catch cards, we will be able to get them during the intermission and things like that. So, hopefully we got them all, so I don't have to do that. I believe there's one more in this world we haven't gotten yet, though. So, everything else I think is okay. But as for right now, we'll be going over here now. And I would just like to take a moment to really appreciate a detail that I really like about this. So the void. It really has been consuming everything in this world. But just think about it in the context of this place. This is where everybody goes when they die. The void is literally consuming this too. So those who die from the void don't go here anymore. Because this is being consumed too, which means there really is no more afterlife in this world anymore if the void does consume everything. We did see briefly what a world looks like after it's been consumed by the void, and there's literally a world of nothing. So, just think about that for a second. That is disturbing as hell. Because, like, a lot of people take comfort in the fact that they have some kind of belief that there's an afterlife out there. And that's very comforting and things like that. In this world, we see that it is the case, that there is a life after death. But the fact that that is being taken away too, that is dark. That is honestly one of the darkest details in this entire game. And I just don't know. That was something I was thinking about the other day when I realized that the void could be seen here as well, and I just can't stop thinking about it. It's like one of the darkest details I've ever seen in a Mario game, and this game is already pretty dark. So, yeah, that's just something that I've been thinking about for a while, and it's honestly one of my favorite details about this game, honestly. So we're getting pretty close to the end of our journey. There's still a little bit more that we have to go through in this area. We have a cloud right here. I believe it's called a Nimbus or something. Is that correct? Yeah, you did. It's a jump over cloud. Okay, I'm thinking of something a little later. Press 2 when you land on it to jump pretty high. Whee! Hooray for vertical platforming in this game! Isn't it just the bestest thing in the world? Alright. We go over here, and we'll be able to make that. We can't. And we missed that too. And we missed that too. We finally land on the stupid platform, but we still need to switch over to Luigi. Okay. That's one thing I'm not very fond of this area, is that you're required to switch between the party members a lot throughout this area. But once again, that's why I'm very thankful that the comments taught me the trick of pressing the 1 and 2 buttons at the same time to go between that instead. So, yeah, because otherwise, just think about it. Just think about that for a second. Because I didn't know that, I spent like my entire time playing this game going this every time. So, yeah. Anyway, we go over here, we can activate this question block, and that will be taking us back over this way. And it may seem a little weird that it'll be taking us over here when we're trying to move forward. This is the door that we found a peach at. But we go back over this direction, and we can talk to this cloud over here. It's probably living on cloud 9. I'm Cyrus. I'm the newborn. Okay, I thought your name was Nimbus. Who am I thinking of? I might be thinking of that ukulele character. Hi, I'm Cyrus. I'm a newborn cloud. Pleased to meet ya. I've got big dreams, big ones. I want to be the biggest cloud I can be. I heard about this one guy who could grow a big just by eating a mushroom. That would be so cool. If you find a big making thing like that, give it to me. So just like before, we're going to see all the possible things that can trigger depending on which fruit you give Cyrus. Will you this make me big and cool? Then I'll try it. Chomp snark. Will this make me big? Cool, then I'll try it. Chomp snark. I'm doing it! Now I'm as big as a... Wait, I'm not big at all. I just look like a rock show. Bring me something to make me big. Will this make me big? Cool, then I'll try it. Chomp snark. I like making that sound. Chomp snark. I did it! Now I'm as big as a... Wait, I'm not big at all. What's happening? Bring me something to make me big. Chomp snark. What are you making me eat? Are you trying to end my game? So I want to grow big, don't swell up with some nasty poisonous reaction. So if you die here, where do you go? Wait, did this make me big? Cool, then I'll try it. Chomp shark. Number little bitty clown for me, I'm a real bouncy! So hop on down! So, yeah, that was a big reason why I wanted to have 2 of each fruit so that we could see all the peaches and Cyrus's reactions. That question block was there to bring it back over to where you'll find most of the fruit, so that's pretty convenient. I will say that I'm not that big of a fan of this area. Not just because of the vertical platforming and all that stuff, but also because, like, it's kind of tedious going back and trying to find the different fruits and things like that, so... yeah, that's one thing that I'm not really a big fan of with this area. So, there is one more couch card in this level before we'll move onwards. Switching over to Luigi, we can jump over here. And now we can go over this way. You found a zombie shroom. So I'm taking care of all that, we can finally end off this level here. I don't know if I'm going to split this off into 2 videos or anything like that, because the recording session has been going for 35 minutes, and there's not really a whole lot to cut out. So, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Super Paper Mario. Until next time! End of chapter! Oh, yeah!